My name's Nicole and I'm a blogger from themumreviews.co.uk, and this is my very first vlog, so I'm a little bit nervous, but the reason that I've decided to start vlogging is I've been asked by a wonderful charity called the Children's Society to participate in the London Vitality 10K, which is taking place on the 29th of May 2017. And to blog and vlog about my journey training for the 10K and then completing it as a way to spread awareness about their wonderful charity. The Children's Society has been going for a really long time, and their main goal is to work towards a country where all children are free from disadvantage. So they help children in the UK in all sorts of ways. In case you didn't know, there's 3.9 million children living in poverty in the UK. And the Children's Society does things like lobbies for changes to government policy that will help disadvantaged families get on better. One of the things they were instrumental in starting was free school lunches for impoverished children. They also started the UK's first residential children's care home, and it's the first safe home for runaways. So their programs look at stopping child poverty, stopping neglect, stopping child abuse, helping families that are living in debt, helping child runaways, looking after young carers, and helping child refugees who have come to the UK fleeing war zones. So it's a really fantastic charity, and I'm really pleased to be able to support it with my blog and my brand new vlog. And so the reason I am doing these videos is to just talk to you about how my training is going and what my plans are for my training. So I'm not a great runner. The only other time that I ever did like a sponsored run sort of thing was I did the Sport Relief Mile about 6 years ago before my children were born, and it didn't go well. I ran about half the way, and then I got tired and I walked. So 10K, as opposed to just the 1 mile, I think that's going to be a different sort of a challenge. So I do need to start training. I'm not entirely new to running, so after I had my first son, who's now nearly 5, I worked back up to fitness by doing a program called the Couch to 5K, and it's an interval training program. So what you do is you run for a minute, and then you walk for a minute, run for a minute, walk for a minute, and then over time, running about 3 times a week, you increase how long you run until you can eventually just run the whole 5K without stopping. So I did that after my first. And then I stopped when I got pregnant with my second son, who is now 2, and then after him I started again. So I started about 6 months ago running again, and I've never really got back up to doing 5K. I can pretty much do 4, but I don't do it as often as I'd like, so I'd like to be able to do it at least 3 times a week, but what with me getting sick, kids getting sick, stress with work, bad weather, you know, it's been really icy and you can't really go out and running in the ice, and I don't really have the time to go to a gym and run on a treadmill and that, so my running has been really inconsistent. So I'm hoping that committing to this 10K will keep me running, and I've got personal goals as well that this will hopefully make me fulfill. I've got my 20-year high school reunion coming up this summer in July, and as you can probably hear from my accent, I'm American. So having gone to an American high school, it's just like all of those movies where everybody's really competitive. So I want to go back feeling really fit and feeling really good about myself. And I don't think I'm ever going to be as fit as I was when I was 18. But you know, I can work at it. And certainly saying, you know, I've done the 10K will be a great achievement. So it's a wonderful opportunity to be able to both work towards some personal goals while supporting this wonderful charity. So my plan for my training is basically to start out just actually committing to getting out 3 times a week and running the 4K that I know I can do. And then the Children's Society is going to be providing me with a virtual personal trainer to help me with my training goals. So we haven't got that set up yet, but when we do, I'll let you know how that's working and see if it gives me any ideas about how I can actually get closer to knowing that I can do the 10K. I mean, I have a feeling I'm going to end up winging it, but I'm going to try to approach it in an organized way, and I'm going to train, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So I'm ready to go out for my first official training for the 10K run right now. I got my Under Armour here, and I've got a high-vis jacket, and waterproof gloves, and here's my shoes. They're a bit the worse for wear. I might need to buy some new ones, treat myself to some new ones before I actually run the 10K. And the most important running accessory of all, which is headphones that don't wiggle around and fall off your head. Because otherwise running is dead boring. If you're not listening to music, I really think I need that for motivation. So hopefully, you know, if you want to follow my training journey and you're also hoping to get running or do some or other sort of exercise, then seeing me try and work through it with while balancing all the other things in my life and all the things that come up that stop people exercising, I hope to be quite honest and truthful about how hard it can be, and maybe it'll help you and motivate you to work on some of your own fitness goals. So I'm about to go right now, and I'm going to pop back on the screen when I'm back and let you know how my first run went. See you in a minute. So hello, so I'm back. I've done my run. I didn't quite make the whole 4K. I got to about 3.8K and I started to have a bit of a stomach ache, feel a little bit sick, and I thought I quit while I was ahead. I didn't want to kind of overdo it and make myself feel bad, so that I didn't want to come back and do it again next time. So I think I did pretty good with the 3.8K. I was so busy thinking about what I was going to vlog when I got back that my brain was pretty busy, so I didn't sort of focus on how hard the running was. Instead, I was just thinking and listening to my music, and I was lucky that the weather looked up a bit. There's a bit of sunshine out there and it wasn't raining and wind on my face and everything, so so that went pretty well. The worst part about it actually was that I have these really cheap running tights that I got from Costco, and I didn't even try them on before I bought them. They look actually pretty nice and they felt okay when I was walking in them, but when I was running they were just falling down my rear end the whole time, so I kept having to do this sort of wiggle hitch up my trousers while I was running, and I hope nobody else on the road saw me doing it because it probably looked really unattractive. So I have to go out and actually go to a proper shop and try on the trousers and stuff before I find some new running tights that are going to not fall down while I'm trying to run. So yeah, so I didn't quite make my goal for the first day, but at least I got out there and I got started, and I'll be back soon. I'm gonna probably stitch together a few different videos of me just telling you how my various runs are going and whether I'm keeping up with it, and so and I'll be back in a few weeks' time to let you know how it's going. And now I'm off to have a shower, and then later I'm going to have a beer and a curry, and I think I've earned it. Well, I'm going to tell myself I did anyway. Right, so thanks for watching, and take care.